there are avenues available. You're asking the issue today, as I see it, is whether or not you want to allow a dispensary in the city of Chula Vista. I see it as a problem. I mean, just listening to these gentlemen that are looking to open one, they are basically trying to put a product out on the market that they can't guarantee. That would be the same as Toyota putting a car out that they haven't tested. They're going to let you drive it. They're not going to worry about any safety. They're not going to worry about anything until someone gets in an accident. That troubles me. And I just see it as a big problem. There are avenues here in the county of San Diego where if you want it, you can go get it. Frankly, I don't know why anybody in the city would want the headache, because I think it will be a headache.
Well, I guess, you know, we are in a position right now where we don't have standardization that we can use, so we're doing the best we can. If you want to draw comparisons to, say, Toyota, sure, they offer guarantees, but those are only as good as the paper they're written on. We have automotive recalls happen all the time. It's not until people get in accidents and expose the safety issues that any action is even taken. We do a lot of consuming as a society on good faith. Even though we have preventative measures in place, they're not always 100% effective. Just because we have an absence of preventative measures in place as of now does not mean that what we're offering is unsafe. We have yet to hear of any instance where we have unsafe medicinal marijuana that has been tainted, spiked. This problem seems to be coming out of thin air. So I don't know where the concern grew from. The way I see it, we're basically faced with two situations. We have legal medical marijuana patients in Chula Vista. As Prop 215 states, they are allowed to grow and possess cannabis. These people that cannot have no way of attaining it, if they want to travel far north like this gentleman, sometimes it can be a huge inconvenience. If they have to stay local and they have to get their medicine, they're most likely going to get it through a black market supplier. That black market supplier might be reselling from Mexico. They might only be carrying one type that's not going to be effective for the patient's symptom. What we're offering is a group of patients. These are all recommended patients, all have rights under Proposition 215, and what we're having them do is get together, and some people are compensating others for growing the marijuana that they are unable to legally by law. So it seems like the problem here is that they do not like us sharing with each other, and they do not feel that that marijuana should be available to the people that need it unless they can grow it themselves, which is, I don't agree with that. With a cooperative open, we have another scenario where people can actually go take their cards, go to a private, safe, local place where they can be verified, be amongst patients. They don't have to deal with anybody illegal. Their medicine can be tailored to their symptom. They can take it home and enjoy it in the privacy of their own home. And the people that are able to grow it in excess can share their wealth, and the people that are unable to grow can partake in it and receive the treatment that they need or that their doctors have recommended. So voting out the cooperative or instituting a moratorium for however long they can is not going to solve any problems. We already have medical marijuana in Chula Vista. We already have people that are using it. What we're talking about here is safe, convenient access for people, and they're either going to have it or they're not going to have it, but they're still going to be here. So if you legislate against these cooperatives, you're basically inconveniencing a whole lot of patients in the San Diego area and really giving them a big slap in the face, especially considering most of them are pretty ill and have trouble either traveling or finding a street dealer, or not comfortable with finding a street dealer. So when you talk about gentlemen with this opinion, like Mr. Walter, they're not solving any problems. They're not making medical marijuana go away. They're driving it to the underground. It's the same thing we saw in the 20s with alcohol prohibition. When people are into something, when people are medical marijuana patients, when they understand that it works and it's effective and they've made that personal choice, nobody's going to tell them, stop them from using it. They're going to obtain it one way or another. So are we going to, as a city, are we going to put ourselves in a position where these people are forced to either spend their money in another city or obtain it illegally, where gentlemen like this man can't even grow plants without worrying about, you know, police coming in and taking away his kid and arresting him, roughing him up as bad as shape as he's already in. Yeah, we basically are voting on whether or not we want to give these patients safe local access or we want to continue treating them like criminals despite Proposition 215. Those are your only two options, really. So.
I'd like to make one point before this is over, that both the individuals to the right have pointed out that medical or marijuana is illegal federally. Well, the County Board of Supervisors of San Diego tried to use the same line of thinking so to refuse to issue medical marijuana cards in the County of San Diego. Well, guess what? They lost. It was appealed to the California Supreme Court, who overruled the decision. Yes, and then it was gone. It went up to the U.S. Supreme Court, where they chose not to see it. So this line of thought that it is federally legal is not part of the debate anymore, because the County Board of Supervisors tried to use the same logic and lost. They had to start issuing county IDs a month or two ago. So that line of thinking is invalid.
One more thing, I'm sorry. Another thing too is, these gentlemen here provide us with a lot of information. Hopefully you guys will do your own research, and if these gentlemen can provide you with sources, links to where they obtain this information, make sure it's conducted in a valid environment, it's a study done by a credible body, before you determine that what they're saying is true. It's very important to provide sources and facts, and a lot of what we've heard tonight from the opposition has been a lot of personal opinions, and I think it's very important to remember too that these are licensed medical doctors that are giving these recommendations and determining that these patients do indeed benefit from the use of cannabis. When people are making personal assertions, or in my experience prefaces, what they're really saying is, I'm not a doctor, therefore I should have no valid medical opinion on the subject. I think we're past the point in this country where people are believing that all drugs are the same, that they'll all turn your brain into a fried egg. People's personal stigmas towards stoners that can't rub two nickels together. This does not represent the medical marijuana community as evidenced by the crowd here tonight. So, take all that with a grain of salt. Do your research. The facts are out there. They're in support of us. Pretty much the opposition side is relying on personal experience, misinformation, and speculation. We've seen dispensaries, like they mentioned in LA, grow out of hand, but this is because...
Sorry, the first thing.
The city of LA chose not to deal with the issue. They were not proactive about it, and they found themselves in this situation. Look at the city of Oakland. They have instituted a cap. They're well in control. They're making tons of money for the city. So it can be done right. It has been done right, and you guys need to listen to the facts. Do your own research. Don't believe what they say unless they can provide you with the source for what